All right, it's starting to feel a little Jetsons up in here because the intersection of artificial intelligence, AI, and copywriting and content writing is here to stay. And I tested 5 different AI copywriting tools so you don't have to. And let me just tell you, these are not your mama's Microsoft clip art, clippy paperclip guy coming in hot. So what does AI copy mean for you and your creative small business? Is this a trend? Is this something that's going to help you write faster in less time? Do you never have to hire a copywriter again? Copywriters and content writers, did we just get replaced? Spoiler, no, but let's sit down and have a little chat about AI copywriting and content writing. Hey there, if we've not yet met, my name is Ashlyn Carter. I'm a conversion copywriter and brand and launch strategist for creative entrepreneurs like you. My goal is always to help you figure out how to make more money with your words, especially if it means shaving time off your writing process. Click the subscribe button and the bell next to it if you don't want to miss these trainings. And as this is a safe space, go ahead and click that like button if there's anything in your business that you want to outsource when it comes to all the writing tasks that you have to do this year. Maybe you're trying to figure out if you want to hire or not in your business. I know that's me, 2 hands up. I always feel like I want to clone myself in my business when it comes to spitting out all the marketing words that I need. They're endless. Also, I keep my hourly rate, the value of every hour that I spend in my business, I keep that on a big sticky note next to my desktop computer, staring back at me all the time. It keeps me hyper aware of making sure that the time I'm spending in my business is where I need to be spending it. By the way, I have a download of 7 ways that you can get yourself financially set in your creative business. Look down below and you can grab the link to that freebie. Okay, first, what is AI copy? So a little example for you, think about the Spotify app on your phone. Remember when Spotify first started curating and carefully selecting playlists, like robots started doing that? It was all based on the algorithm and things that you showed that you liked to listen to. Now, yeah, I do probably seem to like playlists from people I like to follow or curators or influencers, best friends. I like those because I want to know what those people are suggesting. But the robots don't always do a bad job. After all, they're pulling songs that I didn't even know existed or songs I completely forgot were out there. AI copy is kind of similar. It's not something to be afraid of or weirded out by. It is a tool. And if you've ever used Grammarly as a plugin, which I recommend to all copywriting for creative students to use. In fact, go ahead, I have a link below this video. Make sure you use a tool like Grammarly. That is an AI writing tool. Even that autocomplete feature in Gmail when you're typing out an email and it kind of finishes the sentence for you. If you've ever interacted with a tool like that, you've used AI to support your writing. And leaning on algorithms and customer data, that is a crazy helpful tool for helping you cut down on the sheer volume of words that it requires and is necessary to market and run your small business. In a nutshell, this is writing software that can help you outsource pieces, keyword pieces, of your writing process. You can train them to edit and write for your brand voice, write similar to your top performing ads or emails, etc. Not bad. And think about how unbelievably helpful that is for a massive corporation where they've got 40, 100, 1,000 people that are trying to stay tight and swim and row together in the same direction while they're also disseminating a million messages. You can see there how AI has a stake in the ground and it's here to stay. But I'm talking to you, the creative small business owner. How can we use these tools? Like I told you at the top of this video, taking my content and figuring out how to stretch it, even though I already have a team of 4 employees and a lot of contractors, that is still a challenge for me all the time. And that is exactly why I wanted to test these 5 tools that I'm going to tell you about in this video and give you my review. But before I do that, let's go through some pros and some cons of what they could do. The pros. I see these tools as bookends to the creative writing process. They can crank out great research in a pretty solid first draft, and they also are great on the back end with editing and cleaning up and fine-tuning the message. To an extent. Oh, but that middle ground area. That brings me to the elephant in the room. Will this put those of us who work in digital marketing or marketing writing out of a job? Copywriters, content writers, ghostwriters, copy editors, social media coordinators, and experts? In my opinion, no, and more on the cons in just a sec. But these can be incredibly helpful tools if you can just make them do your bidding. Number 1, you can essentially get a copy editor on demand. My favorite tools were the ones that cleaned, that pulled out unnecessary words. They strengthened syntax. They pulled out passive voice. You could absolutely take one of these tools, I mentioned Grammarly, and go ahead and install it and use it. Number 2 pro is they punt writer's block a little further down the road. A lot of these AI copy and content tools rephrase things in a way that jumbles and shakes it up just enough to where it kind of gets your brain going in another direction. That's always helpful. Number 3, they could help you stay tight on voice the same way that you may use templates in your business to answer customer service or client service. inquiries. That helps you keep your brand voice tight, respond promptly and properly. These tools could help you kind of do that too in a content writing sense. Did I see them be super voicey and witty? Not really. The fourth pro though is that they can absolutely speed up your content writing process. Note, not your copywriting process. I really didn't find them to be all that helpful from a sales copy standpoint. I've done a video too on the difference in content writing and copywriting. I'll link that below. But for social media posts, blog posts, articles, anything like that that's content writing heavy side, this is going to be helpful. Which brings me to the cons. Like I said, overall, you're the boss. These are your little secretary assistants, because the number one thing that these cannot do, at least now, is craft the overall strategy. That's on you. Your brain is going to have to know where the prospect, the customer, or the client is in getting to know you and what you do and what your offers are. Your brain is the one that needs to know, copywriting for creative students, all that client and customer voice hacking and how to know what people actually want to see in your messaging. I definitely didn't see any of these AI copywriting or content writing tools able to craft a compelling, unique value prop, onlyness factor, unique selling prop. This is the number one reason why I don't think these robots are going to come for jobs anytime soon. Tools, yes. Replacements, no. Number two reason is because machines cannot fake relationships. It's like this tweet that I saw recently and I loved. There is a level of humanity and empathy in relationship that a machine cannot mimic. Number three, you're gonna have to edit the robot. You know how when you were in school, if you had to meet word count for a certain essay, you would say the same thing in a few different ways and maybe add too many words? Every now and then these tools, again, I'm about to get to them, they kind of did that. They're doing the best they can, but you're the humanoid element in this. There's gonna be plenty of times where the robot machine is going to make a suggestion and you say thank you, but absolutely not. And the last con, it straddles that pro-con line. Time is money when you're an entrepreneur. And it may, especially on the ramp up, take you just as long to kind of learn how to use these tools as it would to craft it yourself. But again, it may be worth it. So this is one of those things I'm gonna leave up to you. All right, that brings me to the tools. Now there are scores and scores of them out there, okay? Just a quick internet search will show you that. But like I said, I tried 5 different tools so you don't have to. And I wanted to tell you how I may or may not use these to shave off the amount of time it takes me to do a writing step in my business and help me figure out, do I need to hire another writer in-house? Number 1, missing letter. Let me turn the camera around and show you what that was like.
All right, missing letter, let's see what you got. I heard about this one from some friends, and so I was excited to try it. Created a trial account. It's a 14-day account, you can see right here. Haven't even connected any social profiles yet. And I added my YouTube channel link in because that is what right now I could use so much help. If I could just had a little secretary robot to help me spit out my long form content into social media posts. So that's the goal of checking this one out. I went ahead and pulled up a blog post I drafted last year and did a whole YouTube episode on. However, I got busy moving into launch mode and I never took this and disseminated it on different platforms, like pulled out the snippets. I used to do that by hand all the time, and I am busy, and I don't even have time, I feel like, to try to figure out how to hire. So let's see what you got, missing letter. Okay, I am going to come over here, see how easy this platform is. Let's see. And to manually create, click the plus sign. I grabbed the hyperlink from that, enter the URL. Okay, that's auto campaign. 2 week, oh wow, 2 week like 2 month last. Let's do, oh my gosh, 6 months. Okay. Okay, that did not take long at all. I swear it was within like 2 minutes. I got an email. This is crazy. So also I did have to come in here and add one social profile. I like seeing though that I can add LinkedIn because I always want to post on LinkedIn, but I do not have time to do that. So that would be cool. Okay, let's see what this campaign looks like. Okay, so select hashtags. Oh, it pulls those automatically. Definitely looks like a robot pulled those. Okay, the best media for your campaign. Delete those you don't want. You can crop. Okay, I'm pretty sure I'm fine with almost all of these. This one, because that's blog specific. Cool, these are fine. Okay, and oh my gosh, select quotes. Whoa, okay, this campaign is 15, select 15. So as I go through these, I'm finding slight edits. I think it pulled based off of the script, like the things I said in the video. So there's a few things, like if you can read a weather, like see how this, I wouldn't type, if you can read a weather radar, then you can read a heat map. So I think that's one thing I'm noticing is I'm definitely having to do the editing process. Okay, so Yeah, not perfect, but I am editing the robot. Okay, so I picked out my 19 things and now I'm seeing all of the posts that this came up with for me. So I really like that I can pull in a custom image or video. And I wish that it would pull, it's pulled a few, but I can still see myself like making some graphics in Canva. Use a quote bubble image, or I can use this. Interesting. Not on brand for me. I like these. And then I can see that I'll scroll through here and it basically pulled the little copy bits that I had picked out. I would probably put them, like make them a little more fun, especially depending on the platform. So I can either post it for all platforms or edit individually. Okay, so that is pretty handy. Overall, missing letter, 8 out of 10. I can see this being helpful to pull little bits and spit them out on social media. That would probably be helpful. I still needed to edit a lot because I'm picky about voice.
Next up, let's take a look at Writesonic.
Okay, Writesonic is pretty cool so far. So this works based on coins. You get started with a few, so they give you some. Let's try, I want to show you how it comes up with blog post titles. That is actually really helpful. So I have a post coming up soon where I want to talk again about how to write a great pitch that you can send to somebody who works for digital magazine or podcast and you want to be a guest on. So I just like spitballed that in and I'm gonna click generate and see what it comes up with. And it is going to give me some blog post ideas. Titles, The Ultimate Guide to Crafting a Winning Marketing Pitch. Like these are great. Honestly, I would probably use one of these. Writing Market, that I love that one. Cool. So that's helpful. Let's see what happens. I hope I have enough coins for article intro. So let's do the same one. So it's gonna craft like a good SEO saturated blog post intro paragraph. Cross our fingers. Obviously, not a single one of these. I'm just like kind of speed reading what I use as the starter. However, there are little bits in here that get my wheels turning. I'm already looking at sentences and thinking I could say that in my own way, but like that same sentence, the content that's in that sentence. Oh, they even give you like, you could use some of these as outline. Okay, so somewhat helpful. Okay, I moved my little head out of the way because these are the ones I really was excited to try. I know I need to run some Google ads. I know I need to just revamp and update the copy for Prime to Launch, one of my offers. So let's see what you got, Writesonic. Okay, Prime to Launch is the name. Let's do it. Okay, are you ready to stop the launch blues? Introducing the game-changing playbook for launching anything. It's a 3-month process of shipping. Oh, this little robot, sweet little robot. Sipping champagne, I wish. Designing content and engaging with your tribe. Okay, now, oh, they actually used, that's cute. They threw in emojis that I actually would use. They probably score like a 5 out of 10, but creative-wise, it gets my juices turning. Maybe we'll give it a 6 out of 10. I could use these and use them as a launch pad. A few other clicks in here. This could be very helpful. I think YouTube ideas, intros, sometimes the hook, if you do YouTube's, they can be hard to come up with. Website, oh, SEO meta tags. That stuff would be very interesting to me. Landing page headlines. I've seen what this robot does. It's very robotic to me. Creative juices flowing might be worth it.
Loved the titling feature. Again, I think this would be very helpful for content writing. 8 out of 10. All right, this was a shiny object 1. Let's look at Jasper.
I'm a little skeptical about website content and email because from what I've seen so far, just with other tools, but I want to see what it does with everything. Okay, now that I'm inside, the first thing I'm blown away with is all these different options in here. So these 2 copy frameworks, I've done videos on copy frameworks before. That's very helpful. Content Improver caught my eye because I have so many blogs that we basically just took the YouTube script and dumped it in a blog, and I would love for it to be more bloggy and fun to read. And so that I may try. Product description is going to be interesting. I'll try that as well in this video. And a lot of these, just look at all of the options they have. So I'm already very impressed. Okay, let's see, Jasper, if you can make me funnier. I copied a little snippet from a blog post I wrote about how I plan my days as a copywriter. I put it in here. Funny, yeah. And generate. I'm a diehard Google calendarizer. Ooh. Scheduling Rebel could be fun. That's extremely wordy. I don't know. So another one that I wanted to try, let's see if it can help me come up with quick captions. Let's say I did a post about all the books I read in January. Tone of voice, witty. All right. If you're looking for a good book, check out my January. Can't wait to tell you about them. Yeah, let's expand a little bit. Maybe let's say we want to do a post about what I'm... Besides the candy influx. Witty, I give these are not helpful. 2 out of 10.
Possibly a little bit of a spicy take, but 2 out of 10. The options looked really cool, but I didn't get that great of results. Next up is WordAI. flip the camera around, you know what I'm going to do.
So I have some opinions as far as how AI has done so far on kind of syntax and style and getting my brand voice right. And it's helped me a little bit with some creative ideas. I can see how that would be helpful. Now I want, though, to move to the side of AI that I would probably use the most, and that is cleaning up and editing. I came here to WordAI.com. I'm going to go ahead and create an account. I think what this will do is clean up my writing to make it tighter and from a grammar standpoint more perfect. I just pasted in a paragraph here, 3 paragraphs from, again, pulling the script straight out of my YouTube video. I want it to look like a better blog. So I would say things differently than I would actually write them. Oh my gosh, this is actually pretty fantastic. It's so much cleaner and tighter. See, I actually get done. I feel so much better. These are things I would say, but I don't want to write like that. I'm actually very impressed. Number of rewrites, can I up it? Okay, so I can give it like, can I do this? Oh, more adventurous. Let's see if we can get up here. What happens? Grab some more paragraphs straight out of the YouTube script. We'll keep it over there with adventurous and see what it's got. Oh my gosh, this is great. Actually, now I understand why it's expensive. Okay, that was pretty impressive. I will say that I think that this would be so helpful. Like if I was ever on a podcast or if I gave an interview or a talk or even like an Instagram live and I taught in that and I wanted to transcribe that, grab the transcription, dump it in here, it spits out a pretty dang good start. Obviously, yes, you're going to have to edit it, but that was cool.
Okay, heck yes, this would be so helpful for taking long form posts that I have and trimming them down. It's a little pricey though, so I also wanted to show you QuillBot.
I am right now in the free version. There's a premium that I may sign up for, but let's do that same exercise I just did. So I'm going to come to paste text and I pasted in the paragraphs that I just cleaned up in that other AI tool. So I'm going to click paraphrase. Let's see what it's got. That's great. It's very similar to what I just saw. Maybe I can punch it up a little bit. But again, I could absolutely see myself dumping in entire scripts, or even after you write a blog, you could paste it in here or a post or an email and just see how it cleans it up. It's kind of like an editor on demand. Yep. I'm a fan. One thing I also saw with the premium is that I can install it in Google Docs, which is fabulous because I use that all the time. I'll probably use this one.
I thought that one was great. Now, like I said, there are dozens of different services out there. These are just a few, but hopefully it showed you a little bit of the things that these tools could do for you in your creative business. I always say over here that copywriting is a mesh of art and science, and AI is going to bring you more of a chance to bring in that data-driven scientific approach. They're just kind of telling you and spitting out what algorithms may like. But you've got to sick your brain on the project in the process. Okay, artificial intelligence absolutely for sure has a place in this world when it comes to content writing and copywriting. But is one of those places your business? Comment below and tell me what you think. Do you foresee yourself using any of these tools? Have you ever worried that the robots were going to come and steal your job? One thing is for sure, like I said in last week's video where I talked through a lot of the big aha moments that I had in the past year in business, the internet is changing super fast and it is so fun, and we should stay abreast of trends like these, but at the end of the day, you got to hone your craft. And writing is something that we all have to do in our business. If you want to learn better copywriting skills for your own business, be sure to watch this next video that I've got teed up for you. And as always, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.